Thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring today's video. Did you know that every hour one man is diagnosed with testicular cancer? Given that my audience consists mostly of guys and dudes, men's health is an important topic. And since April is the Testicular Cancer Awareness Month, I wanted to promote men's health. Now, lifting is obviously one of the best things you could possibly do for your health, and that also goes for reducing the risk of certain cancers. However, sometimes cancer still emerges regardless of your health and fitness. So Manscaped just partnered up with the Testicular Cancer Society to spread cancer awareness and early detection, and support those who are affected. Now, I'm a big fan of Manscaped and their products, especially their Lawnmower 4.0 and everything in the Performance Package 4.0, which I've used a lot in the past. The lawnmower is equipped with skin-safe technology and makes shaving smooth and effortless, and is definitely a very viable tool for its intended purpose. So head on over to manscaped.com/TCS and learn how to check yourself for early signs of testicular cancer while enjoying their products. In addition, you can also use the code BACKGUY for 20% off your entire order, in addition to free shipping. Link to Manscaped is placed down below in the description. Hey, so along the journey of fitness, training, and becoming a god of aesthetics, we face a bunch of different issues. Sometimes we've got limited equipment for lifting, other times we struggle adhering to our training, we lose motivation, and sometimes we just want to get shredded for the summer. All of these are their own individual topics, and the solutions to those can also be very different. However, an issue a lot of you guys seem to have, just based on the comments I've been receiving on videos, DMs, and community posts, is that you cannot seem to gain any weight or put on any significant strength and muscle mass despite training hard and systematically. Now, I'm pretty sure I know a very angry, handsome-looking Canadian man that is not going to be very happy with how this video is titled, but screw it. This is a newbie's guide to bulking. Before we begin, if you want to support the channel and join the most wholesome community on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and maybe leave a comment regarding your thoughts and opinions on these sorts of videos. So, what exactly is bulking? Well, it depends on the person you're asking. For some, bulking is just an excuse to eat massive amounts of so-called unhealthy foods while trying to gain as much strength as possible in the process. For others, it's just a way to increase their own weight slowly over time to ensure strength and muscle increases. And for me, it's just called a Saturday. But all things aside, bulking is just a part of the bro terminology, referring to the process of being in a calorie surplus over an extended period of time, usually with the primary goal of gaining weight. In other words, it's the individual itself that decides how the process is going to be. So in general, for gaining weight, can bulking be recommended? Well, given that the caloric surplus is not super excessive and you do utilize a structured progressive strength training program, aka you become stronger while not gaining excess body fat, then I would say, yeah, bulking can definitely be a good approach to becoming stronger and gaining more muscle mass, but actually being in that G-spot of a calorie surplus can be very difficult sometimes, especially if you don't want to count your calories, which I totally understand, by the way, because in my opinion the biggest mistake people make when bulking is that they increase their caloric intake far too much compared to what they could have done to make the bulking process last longer. For example, if you gain, say, 10 pounds of weight in just a month, a lot of that weight is going to be visceral body fat, and very little of it is going to be actual lean tissue. And a lot of people might also get tricked in addition because their strength might blow up because of that caloric surplus, but it's not necessarily due to more muscle. And now that on its own is a totally different topic that I'll probably cover sometime in the future, but you get the point. But back to that 10-pound weight increase. If you were to spread that over, let's say, a 6-month period, then most likely a lot of that added weight would be muscle, given that muscle hypertrophy is a rather slow process. Of course, that is only applicable if you meet the minimum criteria for resistance training, protein intake, and of course sleep, etc. But the point is, if you're going to bulk, please do so over an extended period of time while remaining in a slight caloric surplus to avoid putting on excess body fat. But how do you know if you're actually in a caloric surplus and how many calories you burn every single day? Well, you might not need to know exactly how many calories you burn, at least to start off with. To track your progress, you could simply weigh yourself in the morning after taking a big juicy dumpy, and write it all down to track your weight over time. Now, if you've stopped gaining weight for a few weeks, then that could suggest you're not actually in a calorie surplus, and the opposite goes if you're gaining weight very, very quickly. However, if you want to be more fancy, there are a lot of smartwatches that are decently good at calculating your base metabolism and added calories burned from physical activity. You can also use applications such as MyFitnessPal or whatnot to help you track your caloric intake. What do? I just estimate the calories I consume and track my weight every single morning. And that can be totally all that you need unless you're planning to compete in like a bodybuilding show or anything that is very weight specific. So as a quick summary, if you're going to bulk, you need to focus on, first of all, gaining weight slowly. You need to consume enough protein, which is recommended to be around half a gram to a gram per pound of body weight. Also, you need to get adequate sleep. You need to train hard and systematically to improve your strength and muscle mass over time. And you also need to track your weight gain and progress to ensure that you're not just getting fatter or just gaining weight very, very quickly. But one more thing to keep in mind, regardless of your level as an athlete, you can still gain muscle mass and strength, as studies have proven in the past, without being in a caloric surplus. So if you think bulking is the only way to gain muscle mass, it is definitely not, but it is still a tool that can be utilized. There are also a lot of different diet models that you could utilize. However, I just recommend a standard diet consisting of lots of vegetables, some fruit, a decent protein source with each meal, and having a meal of preference every once in a while. But that's all I had for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. The Big Back Army is growing wider every single day, and I appreciate each and every one of you so much as you make my job a possibility. I'm now heading into a very rough exam period, so videos might not be as frequent, but I'll still do my best to get content out for you guys. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
南の島は